What's up guys, I'm Tom from Jailbreak Nation, and today I've got another episode for you of the best tweaks of the week. So let's just head straight in. The first tweak we're going to be looking at is called CMD tab. We can go ahead and use the activator action I have set, which is a short hold on the status bar. And as you can see, we get a little pop-up which has a settings toggle, which will just bring us to our settings. We have a music toggle, which again will bring us to the iTunes app. The music app, not the iTunes app. We have Twitter, which will bring you to your Twitter client of choice. We have, if we scroll along, we have a system functions toggle, which will give us the option to respring, power off, and reboot our device. We have a Cydia, if that just launches up Cydia. And then we have a text and a Wi-Fi, which will bring us to our Wi-Fi preferences. So that is CMD tab. It's available for free, which is an excellent feature of that tweak. Okay, so the next tweak we're going to be looking at is called Camera Grabber for iOS 5. Again, it is totally free in Cydia. So if we just go ahead and lock my device, you'll see that I actually have the iOS 5.1 camera lock screen. So what Camera Grabber for iOS 5 does is it implements this feature, which is fully functional and works pretty much exactly the same as the iOS 5.1 camera lock would look if I was running iOS 5.1. So you can see that it just brings it to a camera. I'm actually on a stand at the moment, hence why my screen is black. But yeah, really cool tweak. Again, free in Cydia. The next tweak we're going to be looking at is called Receive Any or Send Any. Send Any is paid on Cydia and Receive Any is free. So they basically do exactly the same thing, but Receive Any is receiving and Send Any means you can send any, as you would expect. So basically what this does is it lets you send any file whatsoever from your computer running beta, the messages beta for Mac, or if you were to have Send Any from another device, you could send over to there. So basically what this does is it lets you not only Receive Any lets you open any file, and Send Any lets you send any file, as you might expect. So you can see that I have a .deb file here, which is a kind of like that's the files you're installing when you install a tweak. So you can see that normally you would not be able to install this in any way, shape or form, but if we just go ahead and open with iFile, you can see that I can just install it if I wanted to with installer right there. I've already installed it obviously, but yeah, it's a super useful tweak for certain people. I wouldn't say that everyone's going to be using it because it's just not mainstream enough. I mean, it doesn't really add a nice function to your device, but it adds a really useful function for certain people, which is nice. Send Any is paid on Cydia and Receive Any is free. Okay, so the last tweak we're going to be looking at is called Disable Launch Pro. And basically this is an add-on to a previous tweak called Disable Launch, and what Disable Launch does is it just disables any apps from launching on your Springboard, and this is essentially what Disable Launch Pro does, but it adds some more functionality and some more settings to configure. So if we just go ahead and we're on my Springboard, you can see that I'm pressing all these apps. They're going grey as if they were to just be launching, but they're definitely not launching, and that's basically what Disable Launch does. But if we just go ahead and double tap the status bar, that's my activator action, we can enter a password, and this it says authentication required. So if we just to enter the password, which I just set as 0000, it says Disable Launch icons are enabled. So if we just head into the settings of Disable Launch, you can see that we have the enable or disable, which will get toggled with your activation method. We have the password there. We have disable search selection, so that will disable them in Spotlight. Siri speech, for example, launch Twitter or whatever. A bulletin list. Not quite sure what that does. It must be some sort of tweak or something like that. You get multitasking so that it can you can double tap the multitasking tray and you won't be able to launch from there. You get a bulletin widget, again that's in alpha and they say still testing, and then you can switch on specific apps. So if we wanted to just leave everything on but disable the camera, for instance, we can just go ahead and head back. So if we were to just do our activator action, which again is a double tap of the status bar, we can just enter our password, confirm, and then, and then you can see that all of the other apps work if we were to just launch my Gmail, but if we launch a camera app, it doesn't work. So that's very useful if you wanted to maybe hide your messages or something like that. So they all work apart from that specific app. That is Disable Launch Pro, and it is paid on Cydia. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, which is iPad Up. A link for that will be on the screen and down in the description. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.